Alright, so here are your steps when factoring trinomials. A little bit different, but similar to factoring by grouping. So we're still going to do factor by grouping, but this is when we have trinomials. Trinomials are, remember, 3 terms. So first, make sure the trinomial is in standard form. Okay, that's step 1. Standard form is from highest to lowest exponents, and the constant, the naked number at the very end. Step 2, check to see if you can factor out a GCF from all 3 terms. From all 3 terms. If there's a common GCF, factor it out. It'll make your life easier. Step 3 is to create this magical X. This magical X, you guys have actually done it before. I've given it to you guys in January, I think, when I was absent one day. And you guys have done it before. If you guys have, then this is going to be easy for you guys. If not, then now is a good time to start practicing. So step 4, rewrite the trinomial into a polynomial with 4 terms. So we're starting off with 3 terms, and we're going to rewrite it into 4 terms, because then we can do factor by grouping. This is the most consistent way, but there are faster ways. I'm just showing you guys the most consistent way. You can do it every single time. And standard form looks like this. ax squared plus bx plus c. When you make your x puzzle, in case you guys do not remember how to do that one, so you have the c number on top, and on the bottom is pause. Alright, I just remembered now. So c goes on the bottom actually, and I forget again. Pause. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Rewind. Alright, when you make your x puzzle, it's going to be b on top and a times c on the bottom. So these 2 numbers, whatever number is a, whatever number is c, it's going to be a times c on the bottom. B is going to be the middle number. So a is in front of x squared, b is in front of x, and c is the naked number. It'll all make sense in it. Alright, so number 1, factor and solve the following trinomials. And remember, when we're solving and you guys have factor, we're going to do the ZPP, which is going to be 5.09 if you forget what that is. It's zero product property. Alright, let's go ahead and let's factor out this one. Step 1, make sure your trinomial is in standard form. So this looks like it is in standard form. Step 1 is good. Step 2, see if you can factor out a GCF from x squared, negative x, negative 56. There's nothing I can take out, so step 2 is good. Step 3 is to create this magical X, this mythical magical X. Alright, so let's do this magic X. So on this side, you're going to write X, a huge X. Alright, so B, the number that is in front of X, is going to be on top. So this B, the number in front of X, is negative 1. Alright, on the bottom, it's going to be A, which is going to be 1, times C, which is negative 56. So 1 times negative 56, which gives me negative 56. Right, this is what your X puzzle looks like. Now, your job from the X puzzle is to come up with 2 factors of 56, negative 56, that adds up to negative 1. So from 56, negative 56, I can do, let's do 7 and 8. 7 and 8. But do you see how this is negative? That means one of our factors has to be negative. So out of these 2 combinations, because these 2 combinations gives me 56, and I mean, obviously there's more. There's 2 and math, 25, 28. 2 and 28. But 2 and 28 cannot add up to give us negative 1. Okay, anyways. So out of these 2, which one is going to give me, when combining them, when straight up adding them, which one's going to give me negative 1? So look at this. 8 minus negative 7 and 8 gives me positive 1. 7 minus 8 gives me negative 1. Hey, that's my winner. So I have 7 and negative 8x. I'm going to put in the x there. You'll see why. Alright, so we finish our x puzzle. And let's walk through the x puzzle one more time. If you've already seen it, feel free to fast forward. Maybe skip to when I start writing for step 4. Alright, so the x puzzle one more time. I'm going to erase it and I'm going to do it one more time. Because it's that important and it's a very, very complicated, tricky step. So let's do the x puzzle together. Big X. The b value is on top, negative 1. The c times a value, the a times c value is negative 56. That's going to be on the bottom. Now from negative 56, choose two factors that multiply to negative 56, but add to give you negative 1. So factors of negative 56 was 7 and 8, but because this was negative, I know that it could be negative 7 and positive 8, or negative 8 and positive 7. Right? Now you're going to go ahead and decide which one combines to give me negative 1. Negative 7 plus 8 gives me, that gives me a negative 1. Negative 8, I take that back. Negative 7 plus 8 gives me positive 1. Negative 8 plus 7 gives me negative 1. So that is our answer. That means we're going to use negative 8x and positive 7x. Alright, that's step 3. Step 3 is one of the hardest steps in this whole scenario because everything else you kind of did already. Step 3, create the magic x. Step 4 is to rewrite this as a polynomial with 4 terms. Right now it only has 3 terms. I'm going to rewrite it into 4 terms. So x squared negative 56. That's 2 terms so far, right? 1 term, 2 term. The third and fourth term is going to come from here. So minus 8x plus 7x. Right? These 2 terms came from the x puzzle, and you can also say that I rewrote this negative 1x term. Instead of writing negative 1x, I just rewrote it as negative 8x plus 7. Instead of this negative 1, because negative 8 plus 7 is the same as negative 1, I just rewrote it like that. That way now I have 4 terms. Now I can do factor by grouping. Factoring by grouping, I have x. Take out the x out of the first 2 terms. And I have x minus 8. Out of the second 2 terms, I can factor out a 7 plus 7. And I'm left with x minus 8. Now go ahead, factor out the common binomial, undistribute these, take them out, and I have x minus 8, and I have x plus 7 equals 0. Wow, this problem is long and it is difficult, and it's almost going to be 10 minutes. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's solve using the zero product property. So let's go ahead and let's set x minus 8 equal to 0, x plus 7 equal to 0. I'm going to kind of do this fast. X is equal to 8, x is equal to negative 7. These are your 2 final answers. Wow, that was difficult.